What's going on? Well, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Marcus, you're going to have to kick us off.
What's up, y'all? Good morning. Happy Saturday. It's good to see everybody on for those that actually made it, and those catching the recording. We're just gonna kick this thing off. There's not a lot of people on today, which I don't ever mind just because it allows us to be a little more intimate. But we are covering Crazy Faith by Michael Todd, and we're picking up last where we left off. So from chapter 7, 8, and 9. 7, 8, 9. Not that 7, 8, 9, but chapter Fuga Trading Faith, Fugazi Faith, and Starting Faith. I think we had Arnolfo kick us off last week, or just Donnie. But who would like to start? It's good to see you, Rashizi. I missed you, sis. I wasn't calling on you to start, by the way. I was just saying hello.
I could start. I could start.
Okay.
Good
Appreciate
morning.
you, Imani.
Good.
Crazy Imani.
Hold it, Faith, hold it up. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Good morning, everybody. Hello, recording. Happy to see y'all. Happy to be here. Okay, I'm not gonna stand this whole time. Let me go. So, yes, so the chapter 7, 8, and 9. Okay, the way I have it in order is Fugazi faith, then trading faith, then stating faith, but I don't know if that's correct. So bear with me. Okay. So there we go. I'll start with Fugazi faith, which is so funny to me because this word, he was like, this is like the newest word out here. And I'm like, no, it's not. That's cap, which would also be like the equivalent of the newest Fugazi, like cap. Anyways, cap faith, but I'm not gonna do that either. But I already did it. It's fine. So Fugazi faith is basically like a fake faith. And he describes the fake faith in like this is so funny because it reminds me of like sneaking into a festival and like, when you want to sneak into a festival and your friends are like, no, we're gonna get in. And then I don't know if y'all have ever done this, but I have where I'm just like, ugh, I don't know, like, how are we gonna get in? And like even listening to this book, I'm like, dang, my faith was only fugazi. It wasn't real. I wasn't like 100% about it, which hearing it back now, like now I can like identify these moments of different kinds of faith. And, he tells us what kind of faiths these are so that not just like, I don't know, sometimes I think people hear these things and get a little guilty and feel that shame and feel that ridicule to themselves, but it's not really real. It's real to them, but in reality, it's like, yes, this is the faith that you have at this moment. By recognizing these, then you can utilize them to move into the different kinds of faiths that are more like strong. So back to the music festival reference, they had a friend who they needed Jesus to heal. And instead of turning around and going home, they climbed the roof, which, okay, I mean, determination, sheer willpower can make you do anything. And then they cut a hole in the roof, which is wild, and then lowered their friend in there. And then the Michael Todd is like, I don't know where they got this pulley system, which sent me over the edge. Cause like, where did you get, how did, who thought to bring rope? How did y'all like reel him down? Like they were serious. And that's the whole point of like when you have the real faith versus like, yeah, we can go, but if we can't get in, then we tried. And then as my homie Yoda says, like, do or do not, there is no try. There is no try. You cannot, there's no such thing.
Clock that. Clock it.
Clock it. Thank you, Master Yoda. R.I.P. Okay. Yeah, I'm a smidge nerdy if y'all haven't ever caught on to that. Anyways, so then he talking about how that kind of faith is it's limited actually. It doesn't really get you where like that strong faith has. So then he goes into trading faith. And to be honest, I cannot remember what that chapter is about. So I'm gonna go to stating faith. Stating faith was super cute. Okay, it was adorable. Um, that he was talking about the man who Jesus healed. I think he was like crippled or the guy on the mat. And Jesus or the guy was like a little, kind of hesitant about it, but he didn't. He actually wasn't. He was like real. Once Jesus said that I could heal you, and then he healed him, and then he immediately tried with no hesitation. It was like, okay, okay. So the guy, he's healed. The crowd's going wild, I'm assuming. And then the guy tries to leave without taking his mat. But Jesus was like, no, take your mat with you so you can state this faith, so you can give your testimony. And even Michael, the author, he talks about how he was addicted to, which is wild because he's a pastor, but he was addicted to porn. He was, what else did he say? He was a liar, he was a manipulator. And he proudly says that so that he can share his testimony with other people who are in the same position. Like that kind of stuff is a constant thing. Like there's always going to be the people who are in a place of healing, who need to be healed or are healed and helping others heal. So it's really cool that he is confident about that. Because when you hear it and you think he's a pastor, you're thinking like, okay, that's weird as hell, but whatever, like it is his testimony. And I could attest to that for a lot of different things. I've given my testimony on here before, even as recently as last month. And stating that faith is how you get the point across. That's how you get other people willing to test their faith, test it, because we've seen many different levels of faith, and stating it out loud for the people who, I mean, it's Jesus's word, it's the word of God. And that's what, at the end of the day, whatever your faith is, whatever your religion is, that spreading the word of light and is powerful, spreading like healing and wisdom and strength and faith into people is powerful. We can change the world, even if our world is a small circle, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger because that person knows that person, that person knows that person. It's like string theory. It's like what's that? Oh my gosh, there's this thing where it's like, oh, if I know that person, no. If I know that person who knows that person, then I know that person too. I cannot remember what the law is called, but um, that's how well connected everyone really is. And stating that faith, have strong faith, because you don't know what your words or who your words will reach and how greatly it impacts them. So he also talks about going to your hometown, and because your hometown is going to know exactly who you were. And by, leaving your hometown, which a lot of these books, well, a lot of these mastermind books and these wealth books are, a lot of them mention like leaving your hometown in order to like gain new experience, meet different people, and transform yourself. So then he talks about going back home and showing that, because those are the people who know who you were in the past. And that is a walking testimony in itself. You're stating it to those people who knew you when you're probably at your craziest and doing drugs and doing things you probably shouldn't do, but you're doing them anyways. Um, for those of us who've moved away. And so, like when I go home, I recently just went home this past week. And of course, I basically gave a whole family presentation.
You're gonna have to run that back. Run that back.
Why?
There it is, because we ain't hear you after you said that you went back. Now you back though.
Okay, okay, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you were literally frozen.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay,
And came
so
back dancing like.
it was like a good beat though. It kind of made me want to hop in the studio real quick. Like, okay. Um, so as I went back home, I did like a family presentation, basically because I have a ton of goals for my family that I need, like not need, but I am working effortlessly to, and sometimes a lot of effort, a lot. Made this whole family presentation because I wanted everybody to be on the same page and knowing that all the things that I'm doing is not just for me, it's for all of us. And I also wanted to have faith that my family could also be on board and take up parts of the, I don't know why I'm trying to call it a storyline, but that's how I feel like everybody has their part to play. And although at first I was very nervous to do so, I got a lot of good feedback back. I saw excitement, I saw purpose, I saw faith, I saw strength. And all because like I said, shut up. I listened to myself. I listened to God telling me it's okay. They need this too. You're the leader of the family. You can do this, and that's fine. And I listened, and that was my testimony because as I see my family so excited, I'm like, you know what? We can do this. And in these books that I've been reading and all that we've been reading, and they're saying, like, as I'm looking into like family legacy and dynasty and things like that, a lot of it is you can take these practices and start with small, like whatever your assets are, and build and build. And so I really appreciated that because my grandma, 90 years old, was like, she was like, you know what? I am just really proud of the woman you are. Like, you have a really strong mindset and you've grown a lot. And I was God damn it, grandma. I love you so freaking much. But like y'all, I love my grandma. I love my grandma. I love my parents, but I love my grandma more. Hey, that was their fault, not mine. But that just like goes to show like perseverance, strength, faith, and being able to state that faith to your loved ones, the people who knew you in the past. That really shows the growth. That shows the strength. And that faith is beautiful. So I encourage everybody today, just have the faith. Whatever faith it is. Look, because all of these are all faith. If you really check it, like he's saying they are all faith. You have some kind of faith. It's just what level are you at today? Okay. Bam. Bam. I don't know where Sam went. Road, you want to go? Marcus, Mikkel, who's ready? Marcus. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna pause myself.
You're funny. She said, I'm just gonna mute and see who takes it. What up, y'all? So obviously last week, as I stated on the call, I gave my book away. So I've actually ordered the book again. And so in that, of course, it is not here yet. So with that being said, I had to run it back, kind of do some internet research, watch a couple sermons over the week by Michael Todd when he did the series, and just kind of like actually dive into the extra information out here on the internet and kind of put the pieces together. Hence the question I just asked you, Marcus. But in that, that's why I hit my